Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. 3 and out, 8 divisions in 8 days. Let's go. On the training camp turf, the baddest collision on the face of the earth. 32 teams coming hungrier than ever. We smash through the grind and we pull together. Turn up the volume, let the speakers explode. IA Sports Radio, the king of the road. The season premiere is breaking the mold. The summer can hold. NFC week is locked at the door. Now we're crossing the line for the AFC war. 3 and out, the battle lines are drawn. 8 divisions strong, the war is going on. Lock it in today, we're clearing out the way. 8 divisions deep, 8 divisions in 8 days. 3 and out. North to the Wild Wild West, East Coast to South, putting teams to the test. Stick it to them now, let the trash talk fly. Look them in the eyes under the summer sky. The gridiron is calling, the tape doesn't lie. We're drawing the line where the giants defy. 4 shows for the NFC, 4 for the AFC. Breaking down every single team on the map. You'll see, hear the battle cry call.
Let's go, y'all. I'm telling you, if these don't pump you up, I don't even know what you're doing in life. I'm just being real with you, man. Good afternoon. How's it going, everybody out there? iSports Radio listeners, 3 and Out listeners, how's everybody doing? Thank you all so very much for tuning in and being so patient and waiting with this show. This one, yeah. So what's going on? We got our first listener today, so appreciate you so much for tuning in and being here. Again, you guys are amazing. Just want to say, oh my gosh, this series always runs me rampant, man. This thing always spreads me so thin. And yeah, this is a series that I love so much. It's so near and dear to me. And for the last 11 years, this guy right here has probably shaved years off of his life by trying to track down all 32 fans from every single team every year around this time, right before I go back to work. Teacher life. Okay. Hashtag teacher life. And also right before the Hall of Fame game. It is none other than 3 and out, 8 divisions in 8 days. Look, football, some of the best times I ever had. 20 beautiful years spent playing this game at so many levels: high school, college, and the semi-pro level, professional camps, all that fun stuff. But I will tell you, this game, it continues to be a big part of my life and continues to take parts of me still while doing broadcasting. Yeah. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much again for tuning in, for being here. Day number 4 of 3 and out, 8 divisions in 8 days. We have officially made it to the NFC South, man. This is it. Today we are finishing off NFC week, and tomorrow we're getting into AFC week. We're starting things off with the AFC West. On Monday we're gonna be doing the AFC East. Tuesday we'll be doing the AFC South. And on Wednesday, the final day of 8 divisions in 8 days for this year, will be the AFC North. Ended off there, and that's it. Hall of Fame game is next Thursday. I go back to work on Thursday. The whole cycle of fall semester and the craziness begins, and the craziness of the NFL, of college begins, all that good stuff. Quick apology to everybody who was awaiting 3 and out, the actual premiere today. Sorry, guys. I'm just, again, so spread thin trying to get this show together. That one was just so hard for me to get. Some things we need to talk about today, some fun stuff, especially some good high school football coming up out in Texas, and we got some good stuff going on. But it's all right. We'll get to that next week. Big Mike over there, me, your boy Larry B, and Teran Rodriguez will get to you next Saturday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, when 8 Division 8 days has concluded, and I can focus fully on that show. So you guys are amazing. Thank you again for all your patience, just being amazing and tuning in. Let's get to it, man. None other than the NFC South. So again, everybody, welcome back. 3 and out again, day 4, massive 8 Division 8 day series. And today we're going to be breaking down the fun NFC South. I don't know. We got to find some kind of adjective for the NFC South, because there's something there. I could say fun, but oh my gosh, this division is it's something else, man. So let's look back at how chaotic last year was. We saw a division where 3 teams finished dead even at 8 and 9. Tampa Bay held the crown for 4 straight years, sprinting out to a 6-2 start before a brutal late season collapse blew the door wide open. That slid, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. that just slid everything off the table, right? It's talking about sliding. That slide from Tampa Bay let the Carolina Panthers sneak through the back door to capture the division title with an 8 and 9 record. You don't see that very often, right? When the division's so bad that you get with this weird new odd number of games and everything, whatever. But 8 and 8 in the past, or 7 and 9 really would have been crazy getting in. 8 and 8 was, you've seen it. 7 and 9 was very rare. So this is kind of I would say this is comparable to that. But that's their best mark since way back in 2017 for them Panthers. Crazy, right? Meanwhile, the Falcons hung right in there at 8 and 9, and the Saints closed strong to make things miserable for everybody down the stretch. So coming into 2026, nobody's holding the crown hostage. Nobody. It is completely up for grabs, up for anybody to get. This is crazy. And can Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, okay? Can these guys bounce back from losing a franchise legend? Baker Mayfield is talking about right now. Again, we all see the contract stuff. He's not too happy. He thinks he contributes more. And I mean, I can't disagree with him. I mean, I don't know what's up with the Chinsey money. We'll see. Some of you may agree. Some of you may not. I don't know. Can Bryce Young take that next massive step for Carolina under Daniel Canales? Well, sorry, Dave Canales. All right. I don't know why I said Daniel. Like, popped in my head. I know I take my notes too before the show and everything, so sometimes I get some things jumbled up. My apologies. But are the Falcons going to get stability out of a totally revamped quarterback room? And is Tyler Shah ready to prove the Saints' late season fluke Sorry, late season surge was no fluke. Dang, I said late season fluke. Sorry, Saints fans. Anyway, but look, we'll see. We'll see all that good stuff. So let's unpack, man. We got a lot to get through. Some massive storylines and 3 great segment breakdowns coming your way with people. Okay. And one of them we did not get to. This is 8 divisions in 8 days. So you guys already know sometimes we're just not going to get people. Bummer. We've already had some great people. But for the first time this series, this year, we're not going to have somebody. So I'll be doing the Saints season preview, just a little something to talk about. But we're going to start things off with none other than, I really got to start using my drum roll. I have not used that thing in a cool minute. So let me get my little drum roll out here. So we're going to be starting off with none other than the Atlanta Falcons. We're heading down dirty south, man. Got to get that Falcons red ready to go. All right, guys. ATL starting us off today. And we're going to be getting into this very interesting franchise. This is a crazy one, man. So before we toss it over to our dude, man, Samir, he's a great guy, newcomer to IA Sports Radio, man. He's hopped in our band chat. We're really excited to have him there. Really cool guy. But before we hand it over to Samir for the Falcons breakdown for this year, we have to take a look at a massive shift happening in Flowery Branch. Raheem Morris is out, and former Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski is taking over. Okay. Stefanski brings a wide zone rushing attack and a timing based passing game. All right. Really, that's kind of been his MO, right? But the real fireworks are in the quarterback room. The Falcons hit the pause button on Michael Penix Jr. this offseason. Kind of crazy. I thought he was the dude. Or at least they grabbed a massive insurance policy, you can say, by bringing in Tua Tagovailoa on a cheap deal. I'm just kidding. But I would say it wasn't a cheap deal, but they got him over. They got him over. Let's scratch that. I wouldn't say cheap deal, but they got him over. From Miami, obviously, after they let him go. And well, now there's more there going on in the quarterback room. Penix now is coming off yet another major injury. And it's, I don't know, this kind of leaves his durability under a microscope. Tua steps in looking to prove that he belongs in the NFL. And this is where things just all continue to get very interesting, right? And you love this. I'd love to see this stuff. This is fun. I enjoy seeing this kind of stuff. This is the stories of the guys who want to prove they got it, who may not have had the best starts. So on top of that, look out for explosive 3rd round draft pick Zachariah Branch out of USC. Let's go, man. And of course from Georgia. He is an undersized, people would say, but I say dynamic weapon who is going to carve out space underneath. Well, defenses worry about Bijan Robinson, obviously, Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Defensively, coordinator Jeff Albright is back, which is pretty cool. And I don't know, they've got heavy roster churn to deal with right now, plus questions surrounding pass rusher James Pierce Jr., the off-season field status stuff. But some crazy stuff there going on. Somebody that's going to talk about this team, though, way better than I can. Let's hand it over. Ladies and gentlemen, I probably should have put this up here when I was talking that whole time. There you go. Whatever. But Falcons, for the official Atlanta Falcons season preview, ladies and gentlemen, let's hand it over to my dude, Samir.
On IA Sports Radio listeners, this is Samir with the 3-point conversion. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am going to be doing a preview on the 2026 Atlanta Falcons as a part of the 3 and Out podcast series. So last year they finished 8-9 for the 2nd year in a row. A lot happened last year. A self-initiated quarterback controversy, which backfired. You hired inexperienced coordinators. Special teams were a disaster. You lost to the Jets, got shut out 30-0 by the Panthers, got embarrassed by a 1-1 Miami Dolphins team at home. So a lot of that played a big role in the former GM Terry Fontenot and the head coach Raheem Morris both being fired hours after their Week 18 win against that team in Louisiana. So now in comes new head coach Kevin Stefanski. From the Cleveland Browns, you got general manager Ian Cunningham. And of course, Matt Ryan is back as the president of football. So overall, regarding their offseason moves, they didn't have much cap space or draft capital to work with. So regarding their free agency, as to no surprise, their free agency class is pretty underwhelming. Primarily depth signings. You got Jahan Dotson, you brought back Olamide Zaccheaus and Austin Hooper, Zizo Ojulari, Brian Robinson, Christian Harris, and of course the headline signing of Tua Tagovailoa, league minimum 1.3 million, or vet minimum, I should say. So he's going to compete with Michael Penix once Penix is medically cleared from his ACL tear last season. They're going to compete for the starting job. Now, regarding their draft, I did feel like Ian Cunningham and company did a pretty solid job, given that they had only 5 draft picks and didn't have their first round pick as a result of last year's trade up for James Pierce Jr. So with their second round pick, they did get corner Avion Terrell. He's AJ's younger brother. So now they're going to add another young, talented corner to that secondary. You draft Zachariah Branch in the 3rd round, wide receiver from the University of Georgia, 4.35 speed. It was much needed on the outside. Day 3, you go linebacker Kendall Daniels from Oklahoma. You go Harold Perkins out of LSU. Then you get a defensive tackle, Ontario Thompson from the University of Washington. Then you get an offensive tackle, Ethan Onyanwa out of Ohio State. So realistically, what can we expect from the Atlanta Falcons in 2026? On defense, I do feel like the new regime keeping Jeff Ulbrich is definitely a plus, especially when you got a young defense like this. Continuity is key. Now, will Jalen Walker take that next step as a pass rusher? He had 5.5 sacks last year. Can he make that 7.5, maybe 8? Brandon Dorlus had 8.5 sacks last year. He's back. Zach Harrison had a solid year before he got injured. He's back. Then you got Xavier Watts, one of the best young safeties in the NFL. He's back there with Jesse Bates. Then you got the Terrell brothers, Mike Hughes, and of course Billy Bowman Jr. once he comes back. Now, are they going to be able to stop the run? Who's going to replace Caden Ellis? Is it going to be Christian Harris? Is it going to be Kendall Daniels? Can he get the job? We'll see. What's James Pierce's status? Is he going to be suspended? We don't know. And most importantly for me, can they close out games when they need to? As much as this defense improved last year, there were about 3 or 4 games in which they had the lead late, or there's a tie game and they couldn't get a stop. Offense. Now, we know Drake is Drake. We got Bijan, who's the best running back in the NFL. Chris Lindstrom, one of the best interior offensive linemen in the league. Kyle Pitts, 2nd-team All-Pro. He just got a bag. Which version of him are we going to get? There are a lot of people that felt like maybe we should have waited a year to pay him, including me. But we'll see. Can he replicate what he did last year? But really, you've got issues at tackle. You've got Chris Lindstrom, but Jake Matthews is now 34. And with Kayla McGarry retiring, you got Jawan Taylor blocking the blind side. Then, of course, quarterback. You got Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix. Tua, you had 2022-2023, where he was a Pro Bowler, went to the playoffs a couple times. But then you've got the last couple years, mediocre performance, injuries, ends up getting cut by the Dolphins. Michael Penix, 12 starts, his 5th season-ending injury, a lot of inconsistency there in his performance as well. But ultimately for me, I don't know if I can trust Kevin Stefanski as a head coach or Tommy Rees as an offensive play caller. He's going to be calling the plays. Because on one hand, you've got Kevin Stefanski's first 4 years in Cleveland where took them to the playoffs a couple times, won a couple Coach of the Year awards, and even kept them competitive when they had some injuries. But then you had his last 2 years. He went 8-26, offense averaged around 17 points a game, but the personnel here is better than that in Cleveland. So ultimately, this season could really go a variety of ways. You've got a tough schedule. Pittsburgh and Green Bay are 2 of your first 3, and they're on the road. Then you've got the Bears, Ravens, and 49ers back to back to back. Then you've got 3 straight division games to end the year. So with all the question marks surrounding this team, you can't be surprised if everything goes wrong and they finish maybe 5-12. You also can't be surprised if everything goes right and maybe they pull off a 9-8 or a 10-7. But you also can't be surprised if the worst case scenario happens, which is really the worst case scenario. And this is they pull off yet another 7-10 or 8-9. So look, the Bucks, Panthers, Saints, they all made pretty good moves this offseason, especially the Panthers. I like what they did in the draft. So I feel like we made some solid moves as well. So it really should be another interesting year in the NFC South. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm looking forward to this season in general. And quick shout out to 3 and Out on IA Sports Radio. I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity.
Samir's the man, y'all, of the 3-point conversion podcast, man. Let's do our favorite thing, give ourselves a little, give him that little applause, man. We gotta show him some love, man. Let's go. Great stuff, man. And he hit it on the head, you know. And okay, I'm gonna be real, like straight up, y'all. I don't blame him for not trusting Stefanski. I get it. I get it. Reputation's everything, right? Is what it is. What do you do? Look, if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm trusting him. I'm a Raider fan. I gotta trust whoever we have. It's kind of sad. But you know, when it comes down to it, this team, there's so many good weapons there. And I will tell you right now, I truly believe the Falcons are a strong football team. They have so many good pieces, but it's so true because sometimes you look at this team and go, my gosh, if there's just the right person at the wheel, if they just had the right person behind center, and we thought they did. Now, who knows? Again, maybe too was just a little bit of insurance. I don't know. At least they're buying some time for Penix. How long will Penix be around? I mean, again, and I'm really excited for Zachariah Branch too. You know, like what's gonna happen. So this is big, guys. This is something that I am really excited to see. I think the Falcons are a great team. You know, overall, I just think that there's just some things to work out. But overall, the Falcons are a lot closer to being a really strong team, at least in my personal opinion, than what most people would say. There you have it. All right, y'all. That is gonna do it for the Atlanta Falcons, man. Let's go ahead and head on over. I like how he said this. He said that team from Louisiana. Well, second team up today is the New Orleans Saints. Let's do this, man. We're going to be talking some Saints. Again, I didn't get somebody for the Saints. So this is the first mark, I guess you can say, for this series this year, but it's all good. It won't be the last one either. So we're going to get through it. But all right, guys, let's talk a little bit of New Orleans Saints. So, okay. When we speak about the Saints, I don't know. I feel like, okay, how do I explain this? There's plenty to talk about with New Orleans, starting with second-year quarterback Tyler Shea. Obviously, Hill now, I guess he's out. So, you know, good, thank you, Taysom Hill. Shea, though, he stepped in during week 8 last year. He started like 9 games or whatever the remainder of the games. Yeah, like 9 games. He started, okay? He started 9 games. We'll say that. And dude threw for like almost 2,500 yards, somewhere right around there, okay? I know it was like 2,000 something. And he completely changed the trajectory of this franchise under Kellen Moore. And again, I'm somebody who remembers when Kellen Moore got drafted. I remember seeing Kellen Moore play at Boise State. I'm dating myself, you know, back in high school when I saw that. But I mean, dude was, you know, I don't know. I like him there now. I think Kellen Moore is doing a great job. But at 26 years old, though, all right, Shea, he's a bit older and wiser than your average, I guess, sophomore signal caller. Kellen Moore is. I mean, my apologies, Tarsha. And front office rewarded that late season momentum by surrounding him with serious talent. So I will say, let's see what Shea can do. I'm not gonna diss him. I'm not gonna say that he's not the answer. I don't know. I'm not somebody that's gonna do that, man. You know me. I like to see. I like to do benefit of the doubt. You know, benefit of the doubter with some of these players. I know because I mean, after playing the game for so long, sometimes you're just waiting for your chance. You're waiting for your chance, and you want it so bad. And sometimes you just gotta have the right fit, though. So I'm not making excuses. I know some people don't like him. I really do. I get that. I mean, I know some people wanted to sing along with I had some people talk about Spencer Rattler. And I mean, we can go on and on and on. But you couldn't have Drew Brees forever, right? I mean, we're just gonna go back to that. I know it sucks. You need a great quarterback. When you have one, you never want to see them leave. So I totally get it. But look, the biggest storyline though, they went out and signed Travis Etienne to come back home to Louisiana. That's huge. Now, Alvin Kamara is still in the mix on a reworked deal. Okay. But let's be honest, you don't pay a younger back big money just to spell Kamara, right? Etienne is primed to take to take his share of touches. I'm positive with that. All right. I think for sure. All right. Um, and in the first round was Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State alongside Chris Olave and Kellen Moore, right? And I don't know, it's been explosive sandbox to play in, really, provided health doesn't bite them like it always seems to. So I will say the Saints have a lot of upside. Okay, they really do. Those are just my few things for these guys. Defensively, it's an end of an era. You can't say anything about this. Cam Jordan is back for a final dance. From what I understand, this is it. Somebody, if you want to, give me the thumbs up on that. But from what I understand, this is it. This is from what I heard, and this is it. This is the swan song. So teaming up with Chase Young to anchor an edge rush that finished strong last year, this should be pretty cool. Okay. So if Shum makes that expected year 2 jump that I believe in him to do, the Saints might just be the dark horse in this entire division. And remember, about a year ago, we were talking about them being in cap hell and all this and that, but how things can change from one moment to the next. And it's a trip. It really is. But what do you do? I really feel that this team is a solid football team. They have upside to them, but when it comes down to it, how much upside? I think that's going to rely a lot in this offense. Defensively, I don't know. I'm not going to shoot down the defense either. I mean, we talked about the Falcons right now, and I think that they have probably a little bit better defense now. I mean, Cam Jordan, obviously, there, with the Saints. You got Brian Brees, obviously. I don't know if he's going to be playing or not. Obviously, Chase Young now a part of this. And this has been a solid team. Who else they got back there? I know they got Julian Blackmon's in the back, the secondary, and Jonas Sanker. And this is solid. Okay, solid. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's solid. They got some dudes. Offensively, though, we're going to see how far this offense could take them. Offensive line, okay, they're solid. They're not. This isn't the greatest offensive line, but they got dudes. This is Chris Olave is the big one. Jordan Tyson's the big one. Okay, Atiid, the big one. Alvin Kamara. What are they going to do? Some people still say Spencer Rattler is the guy. Hey, I'm not going to argue. I'm going to tell you, fill what you want to fill. But this Saints team has upside to it. And they're in the weirdest division. They can any team in this division can sneak into the playoffs with having a mediocre season, just like last year. How far will they go when they get there? That's a different story. But there you have it. So anyway, there you guys go. A little Saints preview. I know it wasn't a whole bunch. And again, I don't know. Some people love Tyler Shah. Some people just don't. And this is what it is. But whatever your thoughts are, hey, share them on. Hopefully this is a good year for the Saints. All right, guys. With that said, that is it. That's going to be that for the New Orleans Saints. And let's see. Hey, Brian's up in the air. He says, "Hey, Larry, just got here. This division will range from 5 to 12 and 8 to 9." Oh no! And anyone can win it to get a top 5 pick. Damn. Well, there you have it. I don't want to be that jerk. Brian did it for me. I'm just kidding. But I mean, I said it in the nicest way possible right now. And Brian just basically said it in the meanest way possible. But what do you do, right? It's kind of where it is. But maybe someone will emerge from this. Maybe someone can make a deep playoff run. Remember, the Commanders did go to the NFC Championship a couple years ago. Never would have thought that year in 2024, and they did. So I don't know. What do you do? So anyway, with that said, you guys, good old Brian Francione, man. He's our Patriots insider here at iSports Radio, but a New England insider. But all right, guys, with that said, we're taking ourselves a quick break. When we get back, we are rolling on into the Carolina Panthers and finishing off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You are watching 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. The conclusion of NFC Week, NFC South Day, right here on iSports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back talking Panthers after this.
Is made from the stadium lights to the stadium shade. The clubhouse crews, the on-field MCs, delicious park food and the summer breeze. Every voice in the game. Catch dirt and diamonds every single week. The California League coverage that you seek with Larry B and Freddie B. Every minor league season for the latest in the California League with Larry B and Freddie B on iSports Radio. Keep that dirt flying, and we'll see you next pitch.
Slapping the bass, baby. Slapping the bass. Let's go. Welcome back to 3 and Out. 8 divisions in 8 days, NFC South Day, right here on iSports Radio. Your direct feed for all that sports. You guys have been amazing again. Great audience. Thank you guys so much for being here. And, well, we have 2 teams down in the NFC South, 2 more to go, and it's about that time to change that color on into that Panthers blue as we get ready to talk about those Carolina Panthers. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's get a little banner up and be ready because, well, it's Panther time. All right. Again, welcome back, everybody. If you're just tuning in, man, we are rolling right along with the NFC South. And since, again, our, since we've having a great morning, let's keep it going, man. Time to head to Charlotte, where the defending division champions, which is crazy because again they were 8-9, are trying to prove last year wasn't a fluke. They have more work to do for sure, but we'll see. So everything for the Panthers comes down to one massive question, though. Is Bryce Young finally fully developed? Let me tell you why. Number one, I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan. If you have never tuned into 3 and Out, this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I want you to stay. You're cool. Be cool. Stay here. Enjoy. Okay. Every Saturday, was supposed to start this Saturday. Didn't happen. Next Saturday, starting all throughout the season, from here to the Super Bowl, from the Hall of Fame game to the Super Bowl, we talk everything, guys. Major high school football. Okay. We talk junior college, 3C2A, and NJCAA. Okay. We talk NAIA. We talk NCAA Division III, Division II, the FCS, the FBS, and the NFL. And yeah, in the offseason, a little bit of UFL action in there. Why not? Okay. Guys, we've been talking about Bryce Young since he was in high school on this show. We knew one day he'd end up being there. Okay. My buddy Teran Rodriguez and myself, we knew he'd end up being somewhere in the NFL. The guy is a talented dude. Where we didn't know. He ends up going to the Panthers. Sweet. All the way from Modern Day High School right here in Santa Ana. Not too far away. Okay. Right here in Southern California. But I will tell you, I will also be a big critic because I'm a big fan. So when you talk about the Panthers, you think of Bryce Young. He's their dude. Some people couldn't stand him. First year, he was a bust. He was this, he was that. But he's grown a couple years. But now the time has come. And as much as some people already came and went. Some people are already over Bryce Young. I will tell you this. I don't want to give up on him because I'm such a big fan, and we've seen him go from high school to the pros, which is what 3 and Out here is all about on IE Sports Radio. But I will tell you this. The Panthers need their guy now. If it was ever a time, this is the year. And the Panthers looked good last year. Bryce Young looked like he was actually fully developed in NFL mode. But here's the deal. He's got to do it. This is that year. And I hate saying make or break, but this is make or break. Young put up career highs across the board last year. He was over 3,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. Greatly aided by the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Teran McMillan, which is obviously from Arizona. And, with contract extension talks looming, Young, like I said, he needs to show week in and week out consistency under Dave Canales. In the backfield, the storyline is about health, as per usual. Okay. Jib Hubbard is a proven commodity, but the real X factor is the 2024 second rounder, Jonathan Brooks. After losing his first 2 seasons to brutal knee injuries, man, Brooks is finally tracking health-wise, which is kind of cool, thankfully. And he's ready to push for that lead role now that Rico Dowdle is in Pittsburgh. So GM Dan Morgan also heavily reinforced. I've read some articles and things, at least from what I read. He's, he heavily reinforced he did his best to really get that defense going on. And I don't know. He locked down edge rusher Jalen Phillips on a massive deal. And adding linebacker Devin Lloyd was huge. And drafting defensive tackle Lee Hunter to plug the middle. I mean, just great moves all around. But again, will it be enough? So let's toss it over to our Carolina sports insider and our Carolina Panthers insider, Neil, to break it all down for the Panthers with the official Carolina Panthers season preview.
What's up, everybody? It's Neil Curtis, the Carolina Insider for IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. With a quick look at the Carolina Panthers as we enter the 2026 NFL season. Last year, the Carolina Panthers got off to a slow start at 0-2, but finally got things going against Atlanta with a 30-0 win at Bank of America Stadium. They went on to have a couple surprise wins against Dallas and Green Bay and the Los Angeles Rams. By week 7, they were in the thick of it at 4-3 with a winning record for the first time in like 3 or 4 years. Then going down the stretch, they were right there in the hunt for a playoff spot and the lead spot in the division against Tampa Bay, thanks to an Atlanta victory in the last game of the season. Carolina was able to end up in a tie with Tampa Bay and take the tiebreaker for that and host a playoff game for the first time in what 10 years. They hosted the Los Angeles Rams, where they eventually lost 34-31, but they put up a really strong fight. So everybody's really excited entering the off season to see what Dan Morgan and company could do. And they kicked things off with a real bang in free agency, signing Devin Lloyd, a linebacker from Jacksonville, and Jalen Phillips, an edge, to help provide some much-needed pop to the Carolina Panthers pass rush. Last season, their pass rush was pretty anemic with Derek Brown, a tackle, and Nick Scourt and a rookie tied for 5 sacks each, atop the Carolina sack leaders with the most sacks on the team. So that's really needed some help, and Dan Morgan was really aggressive in going out and ensuring that got addressed. He also addressed the middle of the defense by bringing in Lloyd, as mentioned, and then also helped bolster the offensive line by signing Rasheed Walker from Green Bay. So some really strong moves there, as well as a bunch of other signings to help kind of like round out the roster. They went into the draft and continued to build on the offensive line, which I thought was the real position of need going into the draft, even with that Rasheed Walker signing, who had been brought in basically after Ekwonu had tore up the tendons in his knee during that playoff loss. So they drafted Monroe Freeling, a tackle from Georgia, who's got some versatility and can play both the right and left side. I thought that was a great choice. You, at the time anyway, had the opportunity to be able to slowly integrate him into the game, slowly integrate him into the line with Taylor Moton on the right side and Rasheed Walker on the left. Things changed a little bit at the start of training camp where Taylor Moton with some medical issues, and you have Freeling will go in immediately and start on the right side. So it's going to be interesting to see him there. But I think getting a really strong first-round talent like him was a good idea. Also, some really good draft picks following that, bolstering the defensive line with Lee Hunter. And then adding to the wide receiver and cornerback competition with Chris Brazzell and Will Lee III, cornerback. He also brought in some more offensive line help by drafting Sam Hecht, the center from Kansas State, and then rounded it out with a safety and a linebacker to help on special teams and rotationally. So overall, a very strong draft, I thought, for the Carolina Panthers. Looking at the season coming up, it's going to be a challenge for the Panthers, I think. With that divisional win, that gave them a much stronger strength of schedule for this season, and I'm not 100% sure they can build on that 8-9 record and get it over the top and into a winning record for this next season. My prediction is probably looking more like 6-11. They've got games against Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Denver, the Ravens, Minnesota, the Bengals, Seattle. These are not easy teams. And so I think, honestly, all of those are probably leaning on the loss side. And Green Bay, sorry, I skipped right over them. These are all going to be difficult games. I think you can pick up wins against Atlanta and New Orleans, hopefully with a sweep, and then probably a split with Tampa. Depending on how the rest of the schedule shakes out for those teams, it's possible that Carolina could back their way in with another divisional win. But I don't know if they're going to have that same magic again this year. It's going to be hard to repeat. Atlanta, though, is looking pretty lost. They've got nothing going on at quarterback. New Orleans, if we can just figure out this Tyler Shuck thing and get over them, I think we can sweep the two of those teams. And then that leaves just Tampa, who's also, had a really rough stretch in the season last year. And we can hope that continues into this season and maybe take advantage of that. So that's all I've got for you guys regarding the Carolina Panthers. Make sure you follow me at One Fan's Opinion or at UNC Navy on Twitter, at One Fan's Opinion on YouTube, where I like to post some of my own shorts. And then, of course, make sure you're following IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That's right, man. My boy Neil knows how to put it down, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, just big shout out and thank you to Neil for giving us a great preview, man. Give him some love. Awesome job. Awesome job as always, Mr. Neil. Thank you, man. That was a lot of fun and glad to have him on. And great stuff there for the Panthers. I love his stick it to him because, well, he really made some good points there on the other teams and why the Panthers could actually do it again. Maybe this time with a winning record. So we'll see. They weren't far off last time, but there you have it. So, all right, guys, good stuff, man. And that was that. The Carolina Panthers. We're officially done, though, with the Carolina Panthers. Let's say that. All done with the Panthers. And, well, time to head on over to one last team. Y'all know this team. Tom Brady played for these guys, didn't he? Just a couple of years back. And won himself a ring. Ladies and gentlemen, heading on over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And head on down to Tampa is where we're going to end today's show. And here it is, man. Tampa Bay. What more can you say, man? The Buccaneers are trying to wipe away the bitter taste of last year's late season collapse. And they do have to do it this year without two absolute franchise pillars, Mike Evans, which is now in Frisco, and legendary linebacker Levante David, which retired after 14 incredible seasons. So great stuff there to those guys. Just, great careers, great stuff to David. And, well, let's see what happens with let's see what happens with Mike Evans. Mike Evans, man, I don't know. Bummer. To me, that's the biggest bummer you can. Oh, that one hurts. That hurts because he's such a great. But well, the Niners picked him up, and let's see what happens now. But yeah. So there you guys have it. Okay, Baker Mayfield enters a critical contract year at the start of training camp, and after a blistering, no other way to say it, 6-2 start, derailed into injury struggles way down the stretch. Baker has to find a rhythm again without his security blanket Evans, which sucks, right? That leaves Chris Godwin, which has been great, but he had that nasty injury, as the undisputed veteran leader with second-year wideouts, Emeka Egbuka, which is great, and Jalen McMillan stepping into massive featured roles. On defense, head coach Todd Bowles has a warm seat and needs a bounce back year from a unit that really kind of slipped out of the top 10 over the last few seasons. They I don't know. It's kind of crazy. They used their first round pick on an explosive edge rusher, Ruben Bain Jr., who I think is great, but I don't know. I think that was the right move. I know up front is huge, but I have a burning point to talk about right now, but I just want to finish my little script right here. But yeah, they used their first round pick this year to grab Miami's Ruben Bain Jr., which is a beast. Finally give them some juice, opposite of Yaya, right? And I don't know. It's so crazy how things happen. It's like they kind of knew. But Vita Vea is now asking for a trade. That's huge because the defensive line, man, this is this is crazy. Got the big man in the middle now asking for a trade, and is he going to be out of there? We'll see. But I will tell you this. What a clutch pickup, man. If there was ever going to be a pickup, getting Ruben Bain to now be the opposite side of Yaya Diaby, I think this is huge. And again, maybe they had some foreseen things in there. I don't know. But now that Vita Vea is looking for a trade out of there, Baker Mayfield's not the happiest guy right now behind center. They just lost Mike Evans, which is painful. Godwin is an incredible veteran, but how's he going to be now after he had a really nasty injury? I mean, guys, like this is this is crazy. They got a great young stud now playing defensive end, but man, the Bucks have some rough road, but will they be able to weather that storm? So for the full breakdown on the Bucks, man, let's send it on over to Dontarius Locke himself, D-Lock. He is our Bucks insider here on IE Sports Radio, and he of course is one half of Fast Break, our basketball show with Davis and Crooks, all basketball season long. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head on over for the Tampa Bay Bucks season preview to D-Lock. Let's do this.
What's going on? It is your boy Dentarius Locke, one of the co-hosts for Fast Break. But I'm not here to talk about NBA right now. I am here to talk about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how the season is going. The preview of the season is coming up. I am so excited to see what we're going to do. But just before we get to that, let's talk about last year. Last year we did finish with 8-9. We were supposed to win the division, but we messed around and let the Panthers win the division with a couple key losses that hurt us, one being the Miami Dolphins. So hopefully we can come back and bounce back and have a better season. We had a couple key losses this season, off season, key pieces. One, Levante David did retire. Mike Evans, unfortunately, did sign somewhere else. So, but hey, we had to draft and add some more pieces. We did replace a couple people on defense and offense. Going to get Alex Anzalone, signing drafting Ruben Bain, and also getting Alshon Robinson. We're in the pickle right now dealing with Vita Vea's trade request, but hopefully that just means that we have to pay him, make sure he's good to go. But again, I think that my Bucks will be ready this year. High hopes on Baker, who is going into this season, last year's contract. He wants to perform well. Again, right now, Vita Vea did request a trade, but I believe we'll get that deal done. Bucky Irvin come back fully healthy. Mecca is going to be our top guy, along with a couple of other receivers that we do have. So I'm expecting a better season this year. We do have high expectations, right? We can win this division. I don't see the Saints really making a big move like that, making an impressive move this year coming up. The Falcons, we know what they're going to do. So we're not big fans of the Falcons. And the Panthers, this year's ours, not your guys. So, again, I'm so excited to see what our Bucks are going to do this year. I think it's going to be a very good season. Very young team. We do have some veterans that are definitely going to help us, but we should be good to go. To me, I really think that this could be a season that we can possibly go 10-17, make the playoffs, win the division, and go from there. Obviously, losing somebody like Mike Evans, that hurt, but that does open up the offense a little bit more because now you don't know who's going to catch the ball, right? They're not targeting somebody like a Mike Evans. So Emeka is going to be the main guy, but we got other guys. We drafted a few receivers as well. So we should have a great season coming up. So I'm totally excited to see what's going to happen with my Bucks this year. Last year, again, being 8-9, missing the playoffs. Our division really wasn't that good. NFC South kind of was weak last year. I expect it to be better this year, obviously with some key pieces on different teams, new coaching staffs. Obviously, we add new coaching staff members also on our team. So, to me, I expect for this NFC South division to be a hell of a lot more interesting. But at the end, I think we go ahead and take this division. So, again, guys, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you guys tune in because IE Sports is definitely going to have some good content coming to the NFL season. So, you guys be ready. I'm definitely ready for the season. As you can see, wearing my Bucks stuff already. And let's see what the season brings. Go Bucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, D-Lock, let's go. Bro delivers, doesn't he? Bro delivers. I'm telling you, man. Short, sweet, to the point, fiery, strong, chock full of. He's like a protein bar, man. Like it looks so like it just looks dense. You know, it looks like a regular candy, but you pick it up and this is a dense little sucker. I mean, that's D-Lock right there, man, with his takes. Great stuff, man. And thank you for that. And I agree. I mean, you know, it's hard. It's so hard for me right now, but we'll see. Vita Vea is not gone. He's just not happy with the money, and I understand that. I mean, this is from what I understand. So, but it's true. Big pieces are gone, but it's time for the young guys to stand up and see what they got, man. And this is what it's all about. So, all right, guys, we're taking ourselves a short break. When we come back, you already know, man, it's time for my final weigh-in. Put your thoughts on how you think this division is going to go 1 through 4, 4 through 1, however you want to do it. Put that in the chat. We'll talk about it. I'll get my final weigh in coming on up. You are watching 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days, the conclusion of NFC week, NFC South Day, right here on iSports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back with the final weigh in for the NFC South after this. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome back to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. That's it, guys. We are all finished, man. I can't believe it. NFC week is concluded. We are halfway through the NFL. 16 teams down, 16 to go. And that is that, man. We've had ourselves a great run, and I just really appreciate you guys so much, again, for tuning in, for being a part of this, and 11 years of this, man. It's been great. So before we get into that final weigh-in, I just want to give an applause to you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you. All right, y'all. So with that said, that is that, man. Let's go ahead and get on into that final weigh-in again. This is August, what I think. Tell me what you guys think in the chat. But I'm going to see if I can get kind of close to this. Some of these are so way off. Some of these are pretty accurate. Some years, you just don't know. But that is that. So, all right, guys. Again, we are back. It's time to put a bow on the NFC South and then on the entire NFC. This division is wide open. Of any of these 4 teams, any of them can be legitimate. I mean, it's crazy. Any of them can legitimately win it. And every single one of them has a massive range of outcomes. Okay, here is how I see the final standings shaking out for 2026. All right, so let's start with number 4, and this is always a tough one, always a tough one for me with these divisions like this, because sometimes they're just quick. Sometimes you want to just get them out of the way, rip the Band-Aid off, because you don't want nobody to I don't know. It's crazy. You don't want nobody to be too combative too much. But number 4, I know. Don't get mad. It's a toss-up. But I'm gonna go with whoopsies. I got the wrong one in here. Would you look at that? I put up the wrong color. It is not the same. I mean the Falcons. Sorry, guys. Number 4 for me right now, and this one's just kind of I don't know. I feel for this one, but I'm gonna go with the Saints. Okay, call it a bold projection. But I guess I don't know. I feel bad. I like them, but Tyler Shaw, he proved down the stretch last year that he can command this offense. We need it to happen again, though. We need to see it again. Kellen Moore has his prototype quarterback, and adding Travis Etienne alongside an elite defense, or at least defensive front, at least, can make them dangerous. If health holds up, they're soaring past expectations. I give them a ceiling of about 9 wins maybe this year, maybe 10, but I also see them with a floor of like 6, 5. That's really bad. So I don't know. This is a really big coin flip for me, but I don't know. That's where I'm at with these guys. Okay. Next up, now we can dial up that Falcons red. And again, these are just so close, guys. Number 3, I have the Atlanta Falcons. A ceiling of about 9 wins, a floor, same thing at about 6 wins, maybe 5, 6 wins. Okay, ceiling, floor. 2 quarterback options usually mean 0 answers sometimes. If Michael Penix Jr. can't stay healthy, or Tua Tagovailoa, he struggles to find footing under Stefanski, this roster's heavy offensive turnover could catch up to them fast. And I don't want that for them. I think they're a good football team. You heard me earlier. I think they could be really good. Defensively, I think they're pretty okay. But this offense, it's going to say a lot. I don't know. I feel like they're just like the Saints. So that's why I'm putting these guys almost identical. But just the way I see it might, who knows, the way it might end like this. I don't know. But I think that's fair. Again, we'll find out. Okay. Next team. And this is something. All right. Again, I don't want to sound too opposite of myself during some of my little previews here. Okay. But we're going to go with Tampa Buccaneers. And I have them with a floor of about 7 wins, a ceiling of about 11. Even with Mike Evans gone and the offensive architecture under Chris Godwin, Ibuka, and McMillan, it's very talented, right? Baker Mayfield has too much pride entering a contract year. And if Ruben Bain Jr. hits immediately on this defense and Vita Vea is able to stay, the Buccaneers reclaim their throne. Okay. But they can't keep Vita Vea. Health is an issue. Baker Mayfield can only do so much by himself. Defense don't hit right. Ruben Bain is good, but that's all there is. These guys, unfortunately, could be lower and be underneath the Panthers and the Falcons, or one of them, depending. So this one really is a crapshoot. I'm going to go with this guy. I like the young talent they got, but I don't know. This one's kind of this one's rolling the dice to me. And again, this entire division is rolling the dice. And that leaves number 1. I know you guys are like, wow, some of you are like, it sounds about right. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers, man. I can't help it. Look, the defending champions last year, all right, well, they're champs, obviously, so defending champions, they've stabilized. They've stabilized the entire ship around Bryce Young. And the defensive upgrades with Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd are real. However, until Young proves that he can sustain elite quarterback play and week in and week out, I'm not going to give them a higher ceiling than like 10, 11 wins. But I also think, unfortunately, their floor could be as low as like 6 wins. But we've seen that already. Maybe like 6, 7 wins around there. I hate that. I hate it. But I'm just going with my faith in Bryce Young. I'm being a little bit of a homer here, being a little bit, but I will say that I think it is probably going to be between the Buccaneers and the Panthers. And well, we'll see. That's it. I know that sounds crazy. Some of you are probably like, really, dude? Again, those are just my thoughts. This is a hard one. This is definitely tough. But look at this, man. Our boy Davis and Crooks in the chat, man. He says here, I think the NFC South is going to be like last season, and nobody is going to stick it out. That is exactly why I picked how I did. The last week of the season is going to determine who wins the division. I completely agree, and I got Tampa finishing the top of the division, and I think so too. I think they're going to be somewhere near the top. But first or second, it's up to them. I think they make the playoffs, depending on how good the rest of the division is or how bad they are, depending. But Tampa Bay can totally make the playoffs. How far they go, again, that's a different season in January. But I will tell you, this Panthers team, they can do it. They just need to get it together and make sure they can replicate what they did late last year. The Buccaneers, they're there. They just got to actually get it done. And the other two, it's so they can simply win or they can simply lose. It's one or the other with those two. So craziness, I know, but I love it. And that's what we're here for, man. That's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for NFC week. and the NFC South right here on IE Sports Radio. You're direct feed for all that is sports. This has been such a fun one, man. Again, that wraps up the entire NFC and the NFC South. Huge thank you to Samir, Neil, D-Lock, man, dropping by today. That was a lot of fun. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, drop your own division predictions here in the comments below, even after the video is over. Do the Bucks bounce back, or does someone steal the crown? You know, I mean, or sorry, do the Panthers bounce back, or does someone steal the crown? Do the Bucks reclaim that crown? Falcons, Saints? Yeah, let's see what they do. I don't know. But that's it, man. So tomorrow we flip the script completely as we kick off AFC week, starting with the hot AFC West. That's going to be fun. You don't want to miss it, man. So that is going to do it for us here today. We are out of here, and we will see you tomorrow with the kickoff of AFC week and the AFC West. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun because yours truly will be speaking about my Raiders. We'll see what I think about these guys this year. That and plenty more. Again, this has been 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days, right here on IE Sports Radio. You're direct feed for all that sports. I'll see you guys tomorrow for AFC week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless. Peace.
IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.